So Let It Be, the
Let It
song
Be.
is it suddenly becomes very famous.
The Beatles must be proud of that.
Yes. And I think he was trying, Kun Thaksin Shinawat, when he sang this song, he was trying to say that, he doesn't care if the other side does not want to join the reconciliation process. So let it be. We'll go ahead anyway.
I sense some bitterness in that, and I think he meant to make some taunt of his political enemies in Thailand.
Right. Yeah. So he is now quite determined, I think, Kun Thaksin, to find a way to come back. But the question is how?
Yes, and today we have seen in the newspaper that he has a third way of coming home.
What are the two first and second ways?
Either an amnesty law or
Yes.
a charter amendment.
Yes.
And then today the Bangkok Post said something about Thaksin seeking a lawyer pardon.
Well, I think the Post interviewed Ajahn Parinya of Thammasat University, who suggested that if the first two options are not doable, then the third way is available. And what is the third way, according to Ajahn Parinya?
It's for Kun Thaksin to seek a lawyer pardon.
Yes.
Ajahn Priya logic is quite interesting because he said that either the amnesty law or charter amendment could create some political trouble, a major uproar, uprising on the street, and so on. But he didn't mention something very important, that his third way, so-called third way, which is for Kun Thaksin to seek a lawyer pardon, was actually tried by the Yingluck government, or allegedly at least.
That was probably the first option, right?
Right. If you remember last year, there was some controversy, big controversy in Thai political scene when there were rumors that the cabinet was making a secretive move to get a lawyer pardon for Kun Thaksin, and that triggered a major uproar. A political uproar, and the government had to come out and deny that it wasn't the plan.
So it's back to square one.
Well, back to square one. Actually, is this my major argument against this is that the people will say that it could be more dangerous than seeking to have a loyal. To have an amnesty law or to amend the charter to help Kun Thaksin, because this option favored by Ajahn Parinya, things go directly to His Majesty.
Yeah.
And that it could trigger a lot of criticism. People who say that you are not giving His Majesty any chance to, no chance at all to deal with this. Either the king would be criticize whatever he does in response to this. If he say yes, one side of the political camp will not be happy, and if he say no, of course the red shirt will criticize the king. So
It's too controversial.
too controversial.
Too hard to handle.
Right.
So we have to go back to option 1 and 2, amnesty law or constitutional amendment.
To me, it's still only one option, the
Which is?
constitutional amendment, because the amnesty law still needs a guarantee that it will not be unconstitutional. So what you have to do is you have to amend the charter
But
first.
if you go with the constitutional amendment, it cannot come back on his birthday on July 26th.
No, this year, it's to me, it's our question.
Yeah.
He has to wait for the charter amendment to be completed and then a new charter in place, so that any new move is not unconstitutional. That's when he can come back.
So it seems that perhaps Kun Thaksin, when he was in Laos and Cambodia, were overwhelmed by the red shirts, and so he was saying things to please the crowd rather than telling actually what is possible. By saying that he's coming back in 3 or 4 months, I think he was trying to cheer up the crowd rather than telling himself that this is doable.
Yes, it's a mixed message, because on one hand he's trying to cheer up the crowd, and on the other hand he's singing "Let It Be." So a mixture of feelings.
Yes, it's a mixed sort of feelings from him, because I think he was happy, very happy. But at the same time, he wanted to tell those against him back in Thailand that he would not take them too
care.
seriously anyway.
Right.
From now on, he wouldn't care. But then the fact that he's trying to say he doesn't care means he cares a lot. So that I think is Kun Thaksin's big dilemma at the moment.